Welcome back to my quarterfinals game of DPM. I'm playing against Scribbl, who's on red artifacts, and then I'm playing 8 sack, as always. I mean, it's not as always, it's my first time playing it in a GP. Not like it's a new version, because the old version got nerfed and stick around. Anyways, wait, it's top 8, right? So, do we do seeds? Okay, so Scribbl is on the play game 1, and this is not a great hand, because I don't have turn 1 or turn 2 plays, but if I make it to turn 3, then this hand seems pretty good. Or if I make it to turn 3 and have a land. Actually, no, it's not great because Fire Tree Seeker and Kyora both want to be in the deck, because I want to be fetching them out with Lurk, and if I have to Lurk them from hand, then Lurk becomes card disadvantage. So I will mulligan this. This one's even worse, so I'm going down to 5. Hopefully oh boy. So I need to draw a land. But if I do, then, I mean, this hand could work, so yeah, I'll keep this. Yeah, I have to keep this. I don't want to go down to 4. So I have to put back 2 cards, which will be Kyoro and no, I need to put back Kyone, because that way I can breeding into it. Because if I have both Kyones in hand, then breeding can't hit Kyone. Actually, do I just want to put back both Kyones? Because Kyone just doesn't do anything on its own until later. And I mean, Kyoro also doesn't do anything on its own, so yes, I'll put both of these guys back. Actually, Insider also doesn't do much on its own. Yeah, this hand isn't great, because all of these are cards that I want to be in my deck to fetch out, and not cards I want to actually be in my hand to play. So let's see. Well, I mean, at least I'm not going to be mana screwed. Do I fetch Pristine or whatever the Dominion is to try a land? I think I might, because well, actually no. So I need black. I need 3 colors. So, and I also need green. I mean, this is making blue, right? So, well, no. If I want to cast Insider, I need the green and the black source to be on separate lands. But this guy's making green anyway, so yeah, sure. I'll fetch Pristine Dominion, or whatever the Dominion is. I don't know its name right now off the top of my head. I mean, I do have a turn 3 Insider if I draw a land. And if I don't, then, I mean, that's still fine. Primal Dominion. And okay, I do draw a land, but it's something that hits me. And even taps for black, so yeah, Primal Dominion not looking great here. Well, I need to make blue-green, so this is making blue-green, and that's 2 more life I have to pay. Not great, but what can you do? And I think I'm going to put Pronouncer on Nebula, because I think I need blue mana more than I need green mana. Or, I mean, red mana, or black mana. I have 2 black sources right now, for some reason. If Pronouncer dies, then that's actually better for me, because I have an Insider target. If my opponent doesn't do anything, then I don't actually have a good play next turn, because Kyone just kind of womps onto the board with nothing in my yard to bring back. Rippling Curtain. Not great, because that's a lot of value for them. They're going to keep drawing cards. Let's see, what can I get? Selective Breeding. Okay, that's interesting, because I can Selective for a bunch. I can Selective up to Ancestral Council, and then get Lurk, and then cast Lurk, and then Lurk Insider. I need to keep 1 Insider in deck, because, right... So how much can I get Layer and Alpha? Because I don't think they have a way to deal with Layer and Alpha, right? No, they do. They somehow have a format deal for, so Layer and Alpha does not actually get there. Is there something that lets me win the board? Not really. Yeah, like my board is weak to wipes. The only way for me to win is to get a bunch of value, which this deck can't actually do. Like, unlike the previous version of the deck, all of the payoff from comboing off goes onto the board, so if my opponent board wipes, then I'm kind of left with nothing. What if I just go for a simple Selective into Fading Oracle, and then a Bound Insider back Pronouncer, because that gets me a decently wide board, and then still leaves me with a bunch of stuff in play, or in hand. No, I think I definitely want to go into Ancestral Council, just at least starting with Ancestral Council. So here I'm going to... I'll have to pay 2 and then Lurk again. Okay, so Pronouncer, attack Pronouncer. I can actually get Sanjing, which is probably better than... Well, no, Sanjing just breaks my chain, so yeah, I can't do that. Or can I? No, I can't. So yeah, I have to grab Ancestral Council here, which grabs me Lurk. I mean, I have to Lurk here, because otherwise I'm doing nothing. Right, Selective Lurk. I can go into Speak of Darius and Abound the Kyone and Lurk again. And that seems like a good use case of Speaker. Can I actually get Sraylong? Maybe. But that requires too much thinking, so I'm just going to go play by play. That way I don't have to think as much. So Kyone comes out. Selective Lurk. So what? Selective this into... If I have Selective, I have to go into more Kaione, so I can't do that. So I have to lurk here, right? Because selectiving here, unless I want to select the speaker, it doesn't do anything. So but lurking just exiles it. So I can lurk speaker into a 5-drop, which gets Kaioro, which lets me recast Ancestral Council. I mean, gets me a pretty big board. Actually, a selective Sanjing and swing with everything, because that leaves me open for Insiders next turn in case they wipe the board. Is that what I want to do? Well, first of all, I definitely want to lurk Kaione into Insider. You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking too hard. I should just make the obvious. Actually, oops, what did I do? Right. Well, I want to lurk speaker into a Fitting Oracle, which lets me Insider, which gets back pronounced, doesn't do anything. Right. Yeah, there's probably a better play, but I don't want to slow play it as much because, again, my opponents also want, I don't want to take up as much of the round timer as I am previously. So, I sack Kaione. Yeah, I might cast the Insiders eventually, so I should just fetch the Insider from the deck, which means I'm out of Insiders, but whatever. That's just slightly annoying. Actually, does mean that I break the chain in the future. Pronouncer or Kaione breeding Sanjing. Yeah. So I'm out of Stefan Yard, but I can Insider back in Ancestral Council, which fetches a selective breeding in case I draw a land. Anyways, here's Sanjing, which brings back a land. And now I get to whack them for a pretty decent chunk. I mean, it's... right, I can't... Wait, actually, no, I can't do that. Or do you have a response? That guy's a warrior. Okay, time for a judge call. Alright, judge call resolved, so... Or not resolved, but... I mean, we agreed on what to do, so... Yeah, basically... Elio target, so I'm gonna have to re-choose. Which is... I mean, I'm just gonna fetch Ancestral Council then. Or no, Pronouncer. Right, no, I can't. Kaione is a bird. Was there anything else I could have sacked? A sacking Speaker would have been really bad, right? Like, there's no reason to sack Speaker. Actually, I could have sacked Speaker to get Sanjing, but then I don't have haste anymore. Maybe that still would have been better. Not too late now. It's Ancestral Council. So Ancestral Council fetches another selective breeding, I guess, right? Or do I get straight loan? Because if they wipe the board, I want to be able to recover. Or what's the worst case? If they wipe the board and I draw a 4-drop or above, then that's really bad for me. So do I just play hedge against the worst case? Because if I fetch a lurk, then what? Insider gets back. Yeah, either way I'm gonna get Ancestral, so yeah, I'll fetch straight loan here. And then, yeah, I'm attacking with Ancestral instead of just... Okay. Well, hopefully I draw a land next turn. If I don't draw a land, I don't actually get to do anything. Or no, I get to cycle the straight loan and hope to draw into something. But basically I'm playing assuming they have the board wipe. Actually, they have Fires of Mule and Judgment, so that's 4 board wipes. Fires only deals 2 damage, so maybe I could have played in a way that got me stuff that didn't get killed by fires, but I don't think I could have done that. I mean, I could have gone to the Fitting Oracle. That thing doesn't die to fires. So something like a Fitting Oracle, a Bound Insider. Insider gets back selective. That doesn't get me anywhere, though. Actually, no, I could have gone to a Fitting Oracle anyways, because, right? I mean, I could have, right? I had Ancestral and Lurk, so yeah, I definitely could have gone into a Fitting Oracle somewhere. They didn't have the board wipe, good. But that means not fetching Lurk is bad for me. Yeah. No, they Flicker Ball Lightning and killed Insider. Well, it still means that not fetching Lurk is bad for me. But again, Shrelong is just there to hedge against if they have removal. Or Imperial Silks. Ball Lightning is gonna whack me with Curtain, right? Yeah. Okay, hoping to top deck a land here. Although top decking a land doesn't actually help me that much. Yeah, that's worst case scenario. I have to cycle Shrelong and see what I get. Okay, that means next turn I get Insider, but they get to do stuff for a turn, which is not looking good for me. Anyways, whack them. And I put the Aura on the Nebula, right? Yeah, no point in not doing that. So they can wipe my board next turn, but what do I get to do? I get to Insider back Kaione. Doesn't actually do anything. Well, if I draw a land, I get to Insider Ancestral, and then fetch Selective Breeding, which still doesn't do much. So yeah, what can I conjure for? I didn't get my first free cast, so right, I Insidered the Kaione. What was my other option back then? So going to breeding into Ancestral, Lurk into Fire Tree Seeker, and then go up to Fitting Oracle, Bound Insider, get back Pronouncer, swing with everything. Maybe that line would have been better. Okay, so they're gonna make a big creature. Sure, that's not the worst thing in the world. They get to zap Ancestral Council now. So let's see. Sanjing. Not the thing I want to draw right now. I mean, Barks is unkillable, so no point in killing it. Not that I really need to kill it. I can conjure and abound Sanjing, which gives me 1 mana to play with. It doesn't seem great. I think it's just better off. I'm just better off dropping Insider and swinging it face. I can't kill Barks right now, so there's no point in killing it. So drop Insider, bring back Kyone, cast Raylong. Alternatively, drop Insider, bring back Pronouncer, get some more Antelopes. That might be interesting. Like, I do want to go up in mana because eventually that means I get Conjure and Lurk in the same turn. And that's probably just better than bringing back Ancestral Council because Ancestral doesn't do much on its own right now, right? Or Ancestral getting a Lurk means I can conjure... Can I conjure anything? No, not really. Alternative play. Sanjing end of turn. Yeah, Sanjing end of turn so they can't kill it, and then that means I get to conjure for a Lurk next turn. I think that's probably better. So then that means I just pass a turn. Yeah, sure. Rex doesn't do much on its own right now. So how am I going to win this? I need to get a big combo turn off. It's probably going to involve Speaker of the Iris with a Leyran Alpha, because that way Leyran gets a 5 toughness and doesn't die to a wipe. I am going to trump the Bark spot with one of my Antelopes if I can. Ball Lightning again, yeah, sure. So I guess the Lightnings are going to go face soon. Actually, if they attack with Bark spot, I can flash in Sanji and try to trade with it. No, that's a bad play because that means I don't get to Lurk Sanji next turn, right? Like, the game right now is not me trying to kill Bark spot. It's me trying to get a giant board with the combo. Yeah, I just, At the same time though, so Sanjing brings back a land, and then Insider, bring back Sanjing, get back another land. That's 2 mana, but I don't have a Lurk in hand, so that doesn't work out. Alternatively, a Conjure doesn't do anything, so I just chump. They pass a turn, okay, sure. And then I guess the other one's hitting face. Or no, right, it's only 1 per turn. Alright, sure, I get to Sanjing then. And I'm assuming this one goes through. They have instant speed removal, right? Like, they can board wipe in response to this so that I don't get to Lurk it next turn. Actually, they can board wipe in response to Conjure too. Okay, so let's see, what do I draw? Another Conjure. So I can do something like go up to Fading Oracle and then abound the Conjure. That gets me a Leyran Alpha. Right, it gets me a Leyran Alpha, but does it get me anything else? I have to assume, surely Kyone. There's probably a line that gets me Kyone Lurk into Speaker, which gets that thing haste. Well, first of all, let's just sack this. Like, they're not gonna respond to this, right? If they haven't responded to it now, then I doubt they're gonna do it now. So then I Conjure because that's the only way for me to actually go up in mana. Let's see if they kill this in response. If they don't kill this thing now, then I get to Lurk it. Okay, they just let it through. Sure. So yeah, I'm lurking, I guess. Maybe there's a way to get to straight long. Either ways, there's no other option than to lurk, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I can do something like Insider. No, that's gonna run out cards in yard. Okay. So if I lurk into Insider and go Kyone recast lurk on Insider, gets me a Fading Oracle, and then Fading Oracle gets it bound while I have another guy in play. And that's just better than going directly upwards, right? Yeah. So I'm assuming this also goes through. Happens. He's gonna say that's Insider so I don't forget. Just lets me lurk the Insider. Oh, okay. I guess response to this. I'm not sure what they're responding to. Okay, they're looking for a removal spell so they can stop my chain. Or yeah, that also works. The good news is I can try again next turn, right? Okay. Well, the good news is Kylie brings it back because do I want this thing back in my hand or do I want it in my yard? If it's in my yard, then I get to Insider Kyone. I get to Conjure. Right? If Lurk is in my hand, yeah. If Lurk is in my hand, then I get to Conjure Sanjing. Or no, there's no more Sanjing. I get to Conjure something Lurk if I draw a land next turn. Yeah, it is probably just better to be in my hand. They keep taking up their research counters. Actually, they're gonna get their research done next turn. That's also pretty annoying for me. They're probably just looking for Sealed Riftway now, because that wrecks me. Because that gets rid of my graveyard. Or they're just going, oh, I'm just dead. Okay, that also works. Alright, that was not a very good game for me, so I'm gonna bring in Solar Flare, Nature's Claim. And Jade, Aether-Rolled Caravan can steal the Rippling Curtains, which is really good for me. What does Master Negotiator steal? I don't think there's anything super good that steals, right? Yeah, everything else. It steals their coal lines, huh? Steals Weeping Lotus. I don't think there's really... I don't think it's worth bringing in. But maybe there's off chance that, you know, I get to steal their coal line and be really happy, or their train and be really happy about it. Do I need anything else? Does Summer Guardian do anything? I mean, it completely stops them, I guess. But it would come out pretty late in the game when they've already had some stuff on board. Maybe bring it in anyways. And just cut pronouncers here, right? No, I cut the Fading Oracle first because that's usually what you do. You cut a Conjure and then you cut 2 pronouncers. And I'll cut 2 Conjures. The pronouncer is still good for chumping, I guess. And I still need to ramp up pretty fast. Do I really want Summon Guardian? Like, how annoying is it for them? They don't actually cast that many spells in a row. They flood the board early and then have a lot of mana late. So yeah, I don't think Summon Guardian's actually good. So I'll take that out and put Pronouncer back in. Near Harbinger doesn't do anything, right? Lumber Black Rune doesn't do enough. Yeah, sure, I'll go with this. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. Okay, so that's a really slow hand. Is it still keepable? If they get a Rippling Curtain, I can steal it, but they can just kill it and get it back. I want to keep this hand because everything else... I mean, yeah, Sanjay has Lurk. It's not good enough. I'm gonna mulligan. I can hope for good top decks. Maybe it is keepable. Like, I can hope for good top decks, and top decks might be good enough. I think I'm willing to take a risk on this. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I guess the worst that can happen is I flood out and lose horribly. I mean, there's a lot of good cards I could draw, and Insider's there to back me up in case something happens. And if I top deck a 3-drop, then I'm really happy. Let's see, Imperial Silks. Alright, hopefully I top deck something. Wow, this is not a great hand. I literally can't do anything. I don't play out more Mass X because that's just going to die to whatever board wipe they play next. And I don't have any mana lands, so yeah, I can't attack either. I guess this is fetching this is fetching the Dominion. Yeah, this is not great. Hopefully my opponent's hand is just as bad. I guess I am punished for keeping this hand. But at the same time, I really didn't want to go down to 5. Maybe I should play Insider just to pound the beats. Yeah, that makes me lose even harder to any board wipes they might have. At least by playing like this, there's off chance that I draw something good. I mean, if they don't want the board and I top deck Layer on Alpha, I think I'm actually alright with that outcome. Rippling Curtain. Alright, sure. So I'm hoping to top deck Layer on Alpha here. If I don't top deck Layer on Alpha, then I'm hoping to top deck a card that actually does stuff. Do I fetch here? Yeah, I don't want to draw lands, so I'm gonna fetch just to increase my percentage points by 1 or something. Selective Breeding, okay, that probably gets me somewhere. Well, this guy's a Shaman, interestingly enough, which means this guy goes into a Fading Oracle. That doesn't really do anything for me, okay. Like, alternatively, I can Selective for 1, go out the Pronouncer, that doesn't do anything either. I think I kind of want to steal Rippling Curtain. If I steal that guy, then now I have a really easy target for them to kill. And what do I Selective for? I can Selective for X equals 4 to go up to 5-drop. I can Selective with X equals 2 to go up to Ancestral Council, fetch a Lurk, and then start chain from there, which is probably the best line. Right, yeah. So tap these guys, and have 3 mana left over, so I still have a Selective Breeding left over, or mana for Selective Breeding at least. So yeah, that's probably just the obvious play here. So I should just go for it. I don't think too much. Will I ever need blue? No, I'm just gonna hope I don't need blue anytime soon. And that's like the right play, right? There's also a Sandring option, but that's stupid. I need something to start my chain, so yeah, I have to fetch Ancestral Council here to get my first Lurk. I can do something like Lurk Insider. Lurk into Insider, bring back Ancestral Council again. Get a Selective Breeding. Breed Ancestral Council into Kyone the Lurk. What does that actually do? It gets me an extra Insider, and then I steal the Rippling Curtain and get to Blinked Insider, which gets me another Ancestral Council, right? Yeah, that sounds really good. Alright, let's go for that then. So, Lurk Ancestral Council into Insider, which brings back Ancestral Council, which grabs me a Selective Breeding. Then I breeding the Ancestral Council into Kyone, which lets me cast. Kyone just lurks here, right? Kyone can also, like, Kyone can lurk the Insider to go into Kyoro, which go into Kyoro, and then now they have to deal with the Kyoro. Or Insider, I can lurk this guy into a Fading Oracle, which lets me abound out the Insider and then Insider grabs Ancestral Council, but then doesn't. Yeah, so it's probably just better for me to lurk here, like lurk into Kyoro, and then Kyoro recast Selective into... no, I can't do that. I have to, if I want to steal a Rippling Curtain, I have to do it like this. And I think I'll do it like this because Rippling Curtain sounds really nice right now. So where's that guy? Yeah, Aether Road Caravan. Heal you. Actually, Kyone coming back and breeding the Insider. Yeah, I need to think about what to do with the Rippling Curtain end of turn. Because there is, like... I mean, I'm targeting the Insider, but, like, what do I bring back with Insider? I can bring back Ancestral Council to set for next turn. Or I can... Or I should be... This should be closed by now. Or I can bring back Kyone, which lets me select bringing the Kyone into an Ancestral Council that sticks around, but eats up a breeding from Yard. Right? Also breeding this guy into Insider, but doesn't do anything, right? I mean, yeah, Kyone eats up in breeding, but lets Ancestral Council stick around, so that's probably the better option. No, when does it get sacked? Beginning of the next end step. Yeah, how much is one select breeding in Yard worth for Ancestral Council? I think it's actually just very little, so going to Aetherize this, get back Kyone, gets back breeding, and then time to search again. Actually, what creature type is this guy? Samurai. Unfortunate. There is no better option here, right? Yeah, Sanjin can't be... I can go into Manasec. Do I need Manasec? I just go into Ancestral Council here to grab what lurks to set for next turn, right? Yeah. Anyways, that was a pretty good turn. But they can just wipe the board and that gets them back Rippling Curtain. So if they wipe my board next turn, I get to Insider again. Get Ancestral Council. Insider again. Get back Kyone. Kyone gets to select bring itself into another Ancestral Council. Grab another lurk. Doesn't seem great because it doesn't do anything if the board gets wiped again. Good Riffle. Okay, so they got my graveyard on lockdown, but they have to keep up 2 mana to do that. And that's fine because if they tap out to kill Aether Road, then actually they get another mana, so they have to kill Aether Road with 1 mana, or else Rippling Curtain still sticks around and I get to just keep pulling stuff out of my deck. They just pass. Alright. Jade Vault Reclaimer. Not bad. What do I do here? Well, I don't want my graveyard to get completely destroyed. I'm going to go for a play that commits the least. So lurk this guy into a Fading Oracle, bring back Insider, and then bring back Kyone. They can try to Sealed Riffle me, but if they do that, then they don't get the Rippling Curtain, and then I just get the Rippling Curtain my Fading Oracle on end of turn. That sounds really good. So just be sure. I'm also tapping the Bond here. Or, no, if they wipe my board, then they get Rippling Curtain back. Yeah, that's why any line starts with lurking Insider into Fading Oracle, so that doesn't die to the 2 mana board wipe, or the 2 damage board wipe. Alright, let's see how my opponent responds to this. Actually, I should have attacked first here. Yeah, and let's it happen. Well, are they going to let this happen too? Alright, that's nice. Fire True Seeker. Do I Insider or do I Fire True Seeker? Insider is better because it makes the board wider. Right. Like Insider Kyone is just better than Fire True Seeker here. So Insider Kyone, layer on Alpha swing. But doing it like this means I don't get to take advantage of if they wipe. Well, if they wipe my board, then I just follow up with Jade Vault. So yeah, I'm gonna lurk here. Or wait. I meant like Insider Kyone. Or actually, it should be on the stack right now. Yeah, I'm thinking through my lines too hard. So I'll blur together. Actually, I wonder if it's better to just... Maybe it's better to Ancestral Lurk, and then Insider comes to play, right, to bring back Kyone. Are you gonna Rift Play now? Yeah, it seems like they are. Alright, that's fine, because like that's still a really good outcome for me. Right, I only have a single Kyone left, though. Well, now they didn't deal with my Fading Orc. It didn't deal with my Aether Road Caravan. In fact, I'm gonna leave it back, because they have Pale Blade, right? Yeah, so that way, this guy doesn't have haste either. Alright, I just walk for 3 and then pass the turn, I guess. Which sounds bad, or at least not great. I actually can't do anything that gives me more advantage, so I just do this. And they can't Pale Blade my Insider if they want to. Oh, are they going to do that? Yeah, play around it by not attacking with Aether Road. And in fact, that's actually probably good for me, because, well, it's probably not, but what do I even do here? I mean, end up turn, I'm gonna Rippling Curtain then the Fading Oracle, right? Or I can just Rippling Curtain the Ancestral Council. Nah, I'm gonna Rippling Curtain the Fading Oracle. There is a chance I get something really good off of it. And 5 mana is more than enough, so I don't want to play out more of my mana dorks, right? I kind of recover from a board wipe. Yeah. So let's see. Well, that's a good top deck because yeah. What do I even do from here? Like I can probably straight long or something. Well, how do I? Too much thinking. I need to actually. Did I bring in Semi Guardian? I didn't bring in Semi Guardian. Okay. How do how do I build up an unbeatable board with this thing? Like end of turn. This is like not a good time for this to happen. All right, so I think. Yeah, I do the obvious lurk here because there's really no point in not doing that. Lurk this thing into Insider if Ancestral Council. Right. Oh, I can go into Layer and Alpha, but that doesn't leave me much for if I get wiped, right? Or no, I have the lurk left. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll just do this. Like I don't want to think too hard, so I'm just gonna get Layer and Alpha, even though and give them a turn to deal with it. But at least I have the lurking yard now. Yeah, I could have done so much more, but I don't want to think so hard. Like, what could I have done? On to another 5-drop. You see a Riftway. Sure, you do need a board wipe with it, though. Also, if Lair and Alpha survives the turn, then I just get the Rippling Curtain it. It makes even more wolves. I wonder what they're doing. Can they have enough mana for the 4-mana wipe? Yeah, they do, okay. I think their ideal play here is play a 4-mana wipe and then hold up enough mana to Sealed Riftway me. I don't think they have enough mana for that, so I don't have to worry about that possibility. Actually, if they 4-mana wipe me, then Rippling Curtain also goes back to them, so I'll have to Jade Vault that thing. But that's fine, I think. I wonder if they still have Dragon Gate in the deck somewhere. I mean, that's their win condition, right? I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I remember why I'm holding the Fire True Seeker in hand. It's because I can instant speed it if I have enough mana later on. I mean, instant speed Fire True Seeker, Lurk. I mean, that's an instant speed of Faded Oracle into a 5-drop, so that's probably Kyoro actually. Maybe I should eventually start Kyoroing because they have some decent stuff in their yard that I can steal. Like, if Rippling Curtain ends up getting killed, then I get to Kyoro it. That's pretty fun. Okay, is it the 4-mana? No, it's Dragon Gate. With enough mana to start activating. I mean, yeah, I K it, but I have to Jade Vault Reclaimer it then. And how many things can they sack this turn? Not that much, actually. They sacked a single treasure, so they only get 4/4 from the Dragon Gate, which is still really good. Or do they have one more mat? No, they don't. Alright, Insider again. The play here is to Jade Vault the Dragon Gate and attack with everything. Right. Now, I don't want to attack with Lair and Alpha because Lair and Alpha is going to be buffing on my other guys. And Dovon's not going to be doing any damage, so I'll keep this guy back. So I'll attack with all these guys. And some of them are going to get through and get buffed. Is there any point in keeping around Lair and Alpha? Because if Lair and Alpha matches a hit, then my board doesn't die to 2 damage wipe anymore anyways. Yeah. So then I just, attack with everything, do what they do. Yeah, it seems like a solid line. I can't prevent them from Dragon Gating, so might as well just make them do it now. Wait, Pale Blade. Right, I should have killed this thing beforehand. They're gonna not kill Lair and Alpha. Interesting. Do we have an answer to 5 toughness guy? I guess not. Well, a Jade Vault to Dragon Gate and then just pass, right? Yeah. I can't really do any funny stuff with... do I make more guys? No, I don't need to make more guys because like the amount of guys I have right now is enough to end the game by itself. So I just Jade Vault the Sealed Riftway, prevent them from finding out. Feels really low value, but that means Fire True Seekers as a way for me to get back into game in case they ever find a way out of this. GG. Yeah, well, we have to go into game 3 and it's already an hour. Does Scribbl need to go? Well, if we're going to game 3, I'm definitely bringing Summit Guardian back in. And I'll cut a Pronouncer. Ready to go? Okay, and Mass Negotiator is coming in because I want to be able to wreck them by stealing the train lines. Okay. It's basically the same hand as last game, but with Nature's Claim instead. I mean, sure, I'll keep this. I mean, it didn't punish me last time, so surely this time that's also going to work out. Intimidate is probably fetching a basic. Nebula can be on blue, and these guys are making enough off colors. Nothing's on, Primal's on red, right? Good Riftway, sure. That's just something I have to kill before I go off then. Alright, Transplanted Citadel. Coal line. If I get a way to lure... Okay, I don't. I can Nature's Claim the coal line. Is that worth it? Like, Bolt the Bird? Maybe it is, but... No, I think I need to save Nature's Claim for Rippling Curtain. So here I just play Primal Dominion tapped and passed. The Mysterious Cat's fetching the other basic. So yeah, I have the 2 basics I need now. So I'm hoping to top deck Conjure Realities here. Actually, no, Conjure isn't the best thing I could get. They're gonna keep up Sealed Riftway. Yeah, makes sense. Very long. I just let Raylon get exiled. I think the answer is yes, because I have nothing better to do with it. Like, I need to find a play pretty soon. I'll just cycle it. Great Vault. Sure, I'll kill their mana, I guess, right? Like, killing their mana is probably worth more than killing their Sealed Riftway, because it sets them back more. But at the same time, Sealed Riftway isn't gonna... If I kill their mana, it's hard for them to keep up Sealed Riftway. So yeah, I kill their mana. Are they gonna wipe the board in response? Sure. I guess they can Sealed Riftway me eventually. Oh, actually, with the amount of mana they get access to, maybe it was more correct to kill Sealed Riftway. Like, they can play Barks this turn if they really want to. So we're like both ramping super hard. Well, if they slam Barks, I get to Insider because they can't Sealed Riftway. If they hold up Sealed Riftway, then it's really bad for me because it just becomes really annoying. Maybe I should have killed Sealed Riftway. Oh no, they're tapping out for Barks. Okay, good. If you minus here, I get to Insider bring back. No, they're gonna up. Okay. Few Sealed Riftways. That's annoying. Well, more basics. Or more lands, not basics. Okay. That's my second basic. I mean, the play here is Insider Jade Vault, but what do I kill? Because at this point, killing Sealed Riftway isn't really doing much because they have 2 copies of it. I just have to win the mid-range game, I guess. But, I mean, the previous HAC deck could just be a mid-range deck. I don't know if this deck can be it, but because it doesn't have Dream Sight well. Okay, so what do I kill? Hitting Barks will prevent them from making a creature. I think I killed a Mind Stone, right? Yeah. And yeah, whack Barks. There, I can't. Ah. Alright. Why is that thing a protection from multicolored? Well, anyways, I'm whacking face then, if I can't do that. And unfortunately, Jade Vault just dies again. This is me trying to use Insider fairly. It's not very good when it's used fairly like this. So I do need to draw something soon, because how many lands have I drawn in a row? I actually got off to a pretty promising start, all things considered. Right, I had Mana Acidic, Jade Vault. So what would I need to get back to the game? Well, Lurk would be a start, I guess. I can Lurk into Kyoro and steal their bow line, I guess. If I try to do anything to my own yard, they just exile everything. If Bark gets the ultimate, then they steal all my creatures. Bottom light. Yeah, that thing's dead. Okay. Conjure Realities doesn't actually get me out of this. Like, with the 2 Sealed Riftways here, I don't think I can combo off. And there's no Dream Sight well for me to fall back on. Or I can just keep trying on lands. Alright, I mean, probably a pretty fitting finale because I wasted way too much time thinking during the 2 previous games. And through entire GP, actually. Like, I'm the one that's eating up most of the clock. So at least this game is going to be pretty simple. Like, not too much thinking, and the reason I lost is because I drew poorly instead of because I did not see a line that I could have taken. Are they just going to pop? Okay, they're going to pop Imperial Silks. To Bark to minus and transplant it so that I can whack me pretty cheaply. Bark's ult doesn't actually do anything here because I control nothing. But if I go off, then I get to steal all these guys, I guess. And Nature's Claim isn't going to be hitting anything. I guess Dragon Gate's really the only thing that I'm going to be Nature's Claiming because everything else doesn't really matter. They're just going to be whacking me. Okay. Wait, it's artifact. It's an artifact. Huh. Oh yeah, Kia, die. No, this thing. It's dead. That does buy me a bunch of time. I mean, I'm still going to lose in the end, but I get to see more of what their deck does. And I get to hope that I see more... Man. Okay, now this is an actual F6. Dragon Gate. Yeah, there we go. That's their win condition. Unfortunately, I do not have another Nature's Claim in hand to, or in my deck even, deal with this, so it's going to be a pretty quick death after next turn. Can they kill me next turn? They can sack 2 Mind Stones. The treasure's tapped, and these guys don't have haste, so it's 2 turns before I die. I can make it faster for them if I... can I make it faster with them? They can only sack 2 Mind Stones at max, right? But maybe I can, you know, just speed it up a bit. There's no way I can win from here, right? Like I'm thinking, did I throw away some non-trivial percentage points by paying 5 life for no reason? I sort of max out at 20 damage. And they have 2 Sealed Riftways, so there was no way I was comboing off anyways. What's this guy do? Oh, it triggers Dragon Gate for 2 mana. Yeah. All right. Oh, I don't even get to go out on my own. I don't even get out to go on my own terms. Actually, no. Choosing 5 colors made Nebula Exaxes. Or no, choosing 5 color made Bio Lightning Exaxes. But I could have like just Exaxes myself on my own turn because that would have been more fun. But yeah, unfortunate. So that's my GPM run. Alright, Every time I play this deck, I end up taking up most of the round clock. I don't think people want me to play this deck more because it's bad for tournament proceedings, and it's also nobody's calling me out for slow play, even though they really should be. I'm getting all these advantages of playing the deck that I shouldn't be getting in a real game. But yeah, that's my run.